What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Backup Fantasy Sports. It is Tuesday, December 5th. My name is Ewan, and on today's episode, we're going to get into some Fantasy Premier League with a Game Week 15 preview, even though Game Week 14 just ended less than 48 hours ago. That's right. Another deadline, another Game Week preview. Lots of articles going up on rotoballer.com. We've already got our Game Week preview over there. Jamie Steed's got his betting picks. I'm going to have the rankings up there in a few hours. So all good to go before the deadline for Game Week 15. But since there's not a lot of time to get a lot of information out, we are just going to jump right into it here. Quick review of Game Week 14 here. We small green arrow for lethal weapons. Just outside the top 550K in the world now. Captain Salah, once again, did not work out. Having pretty bad luck with the captaincy this season. Well, maybe not bad luck, just bad selections, I guess. Not going my way. Keep picking the second or third place guy. I wonder where I would be if I could just nail my captaincy. Son there with 10, and Buemo came through with an assist. I did the classic FPL trendy pick of getting Watkins out for Darwin Nunez. Thought he would start, which he did. Thought he would smash, which he didn't. Unfortunately, he did smash the crossbar at one point. But yeah, overall, could have been better, but could have been worse. But I took out JWP for Mbuemo and Watkins for Nunez, 62 points. Small green arrow, I think 40K. And we move on to Game Week 15. Fixtures starting tonight, Tuesday, 6 p.m. lock time in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. where I am in Germany. We've got Wolves, Burnley kicking off the game week, then Luton, Arsenal, Brighton, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Man City, and Man United, Chelsea, all on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we've got another two games with Everton, Newcastle, and Spurs, West Ham. So plenty of football to watch over the next 3 days. Festive period is well and fully in swing. So yeah, keep an eye on those lock times, which we will get into here. But here's the fixture ticker real quick for the next few game weeks. We've got Wolves, Chelsea, Tottenham, Newcastle, and Fulham here with the next or through game week 20 here. So Wolves coming out on top there. Burnley, Nottingham Forest, kind of hard to pick two better fixtures at home right now. Chelsea still looking strong. Man United on the road. Everton, Sheffield United, Wolves, Crystal Palace, and Luton. Spurs here after their 3-3 draw with Man City. They've got West Ham, Newcastle, NFO, Everton, Brighton, and Bournemouth. And three of those next four at home. That's pretty tasty for Sung Hyung Min. So if you don't have him or you took him out, might be time to try and get him back in. Worst teams here, Aston Villa, they've got Man City and Arsenal in their next two, so that makes sense. But then it gets a lot easier after that with Brentford, Sheffield United, Man United, and Burnley. Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, Luton, and Everton round out the bottom five worst teams. Everton's surprisingly okay on the road, so their next two at home, Newcastle, Chelsea, not as good, but then Burnley and Wolves in two of their next four, but that's sandwiched between Tottenham and Man City. So it might be kind of tough going for the Toffees around the holiday season. Luton, not great either. Arsenal, Man City, that's really rough. Sheffield United have Liverpool and Brentford. Chelsea, Aston Villa, that could be 4 losses on the trot for the Blades after a miserable Saturday 5-0 to Burnley. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Liverpool, and then Aston Villa, like I said, Man City and Arsenal. So that's kind of the reason that I got off Ollie Watkins, because I was like, well, he might not start that Bournemouth game, which he then has an 11-point return with a goal and an assist. But then Man City and Arsenal after that, two of the best defenses in the league. Felt like the right time to kind of take a punt on Darwin. Didn't work out so far, but there's 2 more games in this kind of week-long period to see how it kind of all goes. Sheffield United just shipped 4 to Burnley. On the road, Liverpool's coming to town, one of the best attacks in the league on the season over the last 6 game weeks. So could be something to watch. Could be a big score there for the Reds against Sheffield United. Lock dates, here we go. So Tuesday is today, 6 p.m. Lock time for game week 15. Game week 16 then creeps up on us on Saturday. Then we've got a Friday deadline, a Thursday deadline, a Tuesday deadline. So I said this last week on the Game Week preview. Take a picture of this, put it in your calendar, do whatever you need to do. Do not miss these deadlines. They are very important. Lots of people trying to roll their transfer for this week into Game Week 16. I have not done that. I have gone early. I only have one free transfer this week, and I might be taking a hit for a goalkeeper. So it would be my first hit of the season. So that would be interesting. But here is Lego Mane's fixture crunch thing. Excellent follow at Lego Mane underscore FPL on Twitter. The white line here on the screen, like that's where we are. I mean, update this on Monday, but we are slowly creeping our way through this festive period, but there's a lot of red coming up on this schedule. So there could be rotation. Uh, I think I said last week, I misspoke. I said, I think everyone will be rested before the end of the season. I meant before the end of this fixture period. I just don't see how any FPL player is or Premier League player is going to be able to play all of these games. Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, they have the luxury of they can play all of their guys in the Premier League because they have all qualified top of their group in their respective European competitions. So that could be the time that they rest. But on the Walk On podcast for Liverpool fan podcast, they said that Klopp often rotates that first midweek December game. So Liverpool could have a little bit of a different lineup tomorrow night against Sheffield United. Like Costa Simicast started on Thursday in the Europa League, and then Sunday he is a likely sit candidate. I think I'm still going to start him, um, just because he could come on for 20 minutes, get an assist, bing, bang, bong. But yeah, Joe Gomez came on for the last 20 minutes. I would expect some rotation there. Curtis Jones, yeah, Liverpool could be a heavy rotated team tomorrow night against Sheffield United. So definitely look out for that in case there's any leaks coming before the deadline tonight. But yeah, even like the teams that aren't in any European competitions, aren't in any domestic competitions right now, this is the period where it's red. There's going to be rotation. I think the only premium asset that's probably safe is Sun, just because Tottenham don't play till Thursday. They do have Newcastle the following Sunday there. So definitely lots to pay attention to those press conferences because there's going to be a lot coming out. Fantasy Football Scout does a great roundup of those. There was 4 or 5 press conferences yesterday. There's going to be another 15 or so today. So hopefully all before the lock time, we get all the information we need, which we won't, but there could be some useful tidbits in there. There's a lot to cover in game week 15, but with so little time, I kind of just want to pick on one topic, and that is it time to move on to another goalkeeper? So Nick Pope is going to be out for 4 to 6 months with a dislocated shoulder, it sounds like. So Newcastle will be down to their backup goalkeeper, Martin Dubravka. Queven Kelleher, he is also 4 million for Liverpool, but it sounds like Allison's going to be back within the next couple of weeks, maybe even by game week 17. So the predicted points here are from the rotoballer.com rankings. So Dubravka comes in with 3.64 for this week, Kelleher 3.99. But over the next 5 game weeks, it does look like the model predicts that Allison Becker is going to be back. So Kelleher is going to lose his spot while Dubravka is going to stay in goal. And Newcastle is 5th. Liverpool is 3rd. Fixtures for Dubravka: Everton, Tottenham, Fulham. Kelleher has Sheffield United, Crystal Palace, and Man United. Dubravka is the guy I'm thinking about taking a hit for. I think I'm going to get Matt Turner out of my team, bring in Dubravka. He kind of rotates pretty nicely with Areola. I'm kind of sick of having Areola in goal. And Dubravka offers a cheap route into the Newcastle defense, which, spoiler, I will then be doubled up on for a hit after not having any of them for most of the season. But Everton on the road, Tottenham on the road, Fulham at home. There's easier fixtures as well coming up for Newcastle all the way through the Christmas period, kind of until the transfer window, which is when Dubravka's spot could be under pressure. There are rumors that David De Gea could sign, but I think they have to get a special exemption from the Premier League to sign a free agent outside of the transfer window. I don't really see that happening since they have 2 capable backups. So yeah, Nick Pope's going to be down. Dubravka seems like the logical replacement, and it's a 4 million kind of slot into the Newcastle defense. So I think I'm going to take a hit for the first time this season for a goalkeeper. Just feels right. Did it with Darwin last week, didn't work out, but we'll see. Just 4 points. Dubravka can make that up with one clean sheet, hopefully. And Matt Turner's just a dead spot on my bench right now. And it would be nice to kind of not have him on my team anymore. I'd like to get rid of Arola as well, but no thanks. Can't get there yet. And Dubravka is the same price now. Kelleher and Dubravka both went up overnight from Monday to Tuesday to 4 million. So I missed the price rise. So I haven't made the transfer yet. I will wait to see if there's any more news about David De Gea coming out. But I think Dubravka coming in for a hit is going to be my transfer. Captaincy options here. Mo Salah tops it again. Gonna go with him again. I keep switching my captain, not getting it right. So I'm gonna give Salah 2 chances in a row. I finally got off of Watkins because I transferred him out and then he came through with an 11-point haul. So that was a little frustrating. I wouldn't have captained him anyway against Bournemouth, but just a little unfortunate. Predicted points here from the rotoballer.com rankings that are coming out later today. Salah 8.02, Erling Haaland 7.4, Sung Hyung-min 6.46, and Bukayo Saka 5.86. Salah has Sheffield United away from home. They are 17th over the last 6 for expected goals conceded. Haaland has Villa on the road. They're 7th for expected goals conceded over the last 6. Sung Hyung-min has West Ham, whose defense has actually improved over the last 6. They're now 9th for expected goals conceded. And Saka gets Luton on the road, 20th for expected goals conceded. So Saka probably has the best matchup. I kind of like Son's matchup against West Ham as well, except the recency of West Ham's improved defense. I'm not even sure if West Ham's defense has really improved or other teams have just gotten worse to push them up the rankings. But Salah versus Sheffield United that have given up 6 goals and 5 goals this season already. They're pretty open, pretty bad. They are just kind of trying to find answers in the Premier League. So it feels like a Mo Salah fixture to get that 200th goal for Liverpool. Should have gotten it on Sunday at Anfield, but was not meant to be. So he'll grab it tomorrow night in Sheffield. 200 goals for Mo Salah. He gets the captaincy R-band for me this week. Let me know who you are going to captain this week in the comments while you like and subscribe to the video. If you would not mind doing that, that'd be great. Very much appreciated. Here is my team right now for Game Week 15. The FPL review, Fantasy Football Scout, Fantasy Football Hub, kind of think it's all right for this week. I don't disagree. Areola in net for now against Tottenham, but that is likely to change unless we get some different news about Martin Dubravka. Lascelles, Tsimikas, and Gabriel at the back. Son, Mbeumo, Salah captaincy, and Saka in the midfield. And then Haaland, Darwin Nunez, and Ferguson up front. I do expect some rotation. I don't think Darwin's going to start. I don't think Tsimikas is going to start. The only change I could maybe make here is bring in the legend that is Charlie Taylor for Tsimikas. I think he'll definitely start against Wolves. If Tsimikas doesn't start, is he likely to play? Probably 20 minutes. Is that going to be enough? 1 point cameo over with potential for 5-ish points versus Taylor's 2, maybe 6 if they're lucky. I don't think Burnley are going to do it on the road against Wolves, though. So that might be the only option where I rotate there. Pau Torres, I'm not going to bring him in. And yeah, so that's kind of where my team sets up. This is what FPL Review wanted me to do before I made my transfers. They wanted me to roll or then cash to Colwell, or upcoming Chelsea fixtures are just not that great. I've got 1 million in the bank. So once Chelsea get through these tougher fixtures, I think Colwell will probably be my option there. And then cash to Pedro Porro. Yeah, could have done that, but just not really trusting Tottenham's defense. Their expected data over the last 6 is pretty awful. So kind of relying on Porro for attacking returns. But could have rolled, did not roll. And Fantasy Football Hub kind of suggested the same thing. They said that I should roll my transfer or cash to Pedro Porro, but I did neither of those things. I got in Lascelles. I'm probably going to take a hit for Martin Dubravka. Let me know what your transfer thoughts are in the comments below. Like I mentioned earlier, you can follow me on X at you in or you out if you want to talk FPL before the deadline during the game week. Always open to that sort of stuff as well.